Hello and welcome. My name is Savannah and I am so happy that you have joined me today for practice. I will be guiding you through a class focusing on the core. I really hope you enjoy this class. I would love to hear how this class went for you in the comment section of the video. We will start in a tabletop position on hands and knees. So on all fours, shoulders will be stacked over the wrists and the hips will be stacked over top of the knees. Spread your fingers nice and far apart so you can see mat in between all of your fingers. Untuck your toes, ground down into the tops of your feet as well as the knees, as well as the palms and all 10 fingers. Stay here in your tabletop, feeling steady and stable for a couple of deep breaths. Look out in front of you on the ground, a couple of feet in front. One more full breath here. Good, moving right into things from here. Tuck all 10 toes under. Lift your knees up just to a hover above the mat. So the knees are very close to the ground here. We'll hold for about 5 breaths. Make sure that your fingers are spread nice and far apart. Shoulders are over the wrists. Hips are still over the knees. Stay with your breath. Maintain a nice, steady, smooth rhythm for the breath. Good, release the knees down. Have a quick seat on top of your feet, hips to the heels. Maybe shake out your wrists. Whatever you like to do here. Come back to a tabletop, hands and knees. Come into that same pose, hovering tabletop. Tuck all 10 toes under, lift the knees up just to a hover. Bring your right knee to your right elbow. Bring the right foot back down to the mat. Left knee, left elbow. Left foot back down to the mat. Right knee, right elbow. Left knee, left elbow. Keep going at your own pace, moving as fast or as slow as you like. Try to keep the rest of your body stable and steady as just the leg moves in towards the elbow. Let's do 2 more on each side. 1 more on each side. Good, have a quick seat on top of your feet, hips to the heels. Big breath here. Full breath out. Come back to tabletop. Tuck all 10 toes under. Lift your knees up just to a hover above the ground. Bring your right knee now towards the left elbow. Maybe they touch, maybe not. Left knee towards the right elbow. Maybe they touch, maybe not. Either way is fine. Right side, right knee, left elbow. Left knee, right elbow. Continue just like this. Going at your own pace, working on the obliques or the side body, bringing opposite knee to opposite elbow, and trying to keep the other knee close towards the ground. Let's do 1 more on each side. Good, have a quick seat. Take a full breath. Make your way from here into a plank pose. Fingers spread nice and far apart. Tabletop and then step left foot back and then right nice and strong in your plank. Shoulders are stacked over the wrists. Reach your heels further back behind you to find more length throughout the entire body in your plank. Hold here in your plank for a couple more breaths. Send the hips back, downward facing dog. Pedal it out to find any movement that feels good. Look forward to your hands at the top of your mat. Make your way there. Feet will meet the hands. Take as many steps as you would like to make your way there. Inhale, come into a halfway lift. Bring your hands onto your shins. Reach your heart forward. Look forward, lengthen out the spine a little bit more if you can. Hands at heart center from here. Come all the way up to stand. Inhale, reach the arms up. Look up. Exhale to fold down over the legs. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen out. Plant the hands down, step back to plank. Hold here in your plank for one big breath. Reach the heels further back behind you. Find more length throughout the entire body. Downward facing dog. Let's move through that flow one more time. Look forward on your inhale. Exhale, make your way to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen out the spine. Reach your heart forward, reach the hips back. Hands at heart center, come all the way up with a nice strong spine. Reach your arms up, look up. Inhale, exhale to fold down over the legs. Inhale, halfway lift, look forward, find length. Plant your hands down, exhale, plank, step it back. One full breath here. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Send the hips up and back. Pedal out the legs, pedal out through the feet. Find any movement that feels good. Shift forward from your downward facing dog to plank. You can lower the knees down if you would like. Lower all the way down to the ground. Hands underneath the shoulders. Peel the chest up, pressing into the hands. Working on the back body here. Exhale to lower down. A few more just like that. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower as you lift up. Keep the elbows, keep the arms hugging in towards the sides of your body. Two more just like this. Inhale, lift. And exhale to lower. One more. Inhale, lift. Exhale to lower. Make your way back to downward facing dog. Tuck the toes under. Come through plank or modified plank or tabletop. And then send the hips up and back into your downward facing dog. Full breath here. Lower the knees down. Come into a kneeling position. Shoulders over the hips. I'm going to turn to face you. We'll bring the hands on the hips. Align your spine, shoulders over the hips. Step your left foot forward just a little bit in front of your right knee. Come onto the tippy toes of your left foot. And we're going to lift the knee up towards the chest and lower it back down. Here we go. Lift it up and lower it down. Find your balance. Maybe you look somewheres out in front of you on the wall to hold your gaze to help you with your balance. Go as quickly or as slowly as you like, working at your own pace, but try to stay in control of the movement. We'll do about 3 more here. Maybe you see if you can bring the knee a little bit closer in towards the chest. Good. Bring that knee back to kneeling. And then bring the right foot out in front. So it's just a little bit in front of the left knee. Come onto the tippy toes of the right foot. And we're going to try this on the other side. So lifting it up towards the chest and then dropping it back down. Move with as much control as you can. Maybe the movement is smaller on this side. That is fine. Maybe the movement is larger. Try to hold your gaze somewhere out in front of you, helping you with your balance as you find that drishti, that place somewhere around you to hold your gaze. Let's do a few more. Last two. Last one. Good. Come back to kneeling. Make your way into tabletop from here, hands and knees. Reach your right leg straight back behind you, left arm out in front. Gaze forward towards the left hand. Engage your core, reach farther back with the right foot, farther out in front with the left hand. Good, release. Left leg will extend back, right arm will reach out in front. Look forward towards the right hand. Reach farther back with the left leg, farther out in front with the right hand. Release. Return to your downward facing dog. Fingers spread nice and far apart, toes tuck under, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Look forward, inhale. Exhale, make your way to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands together at heart center, come all the way up to stand. Reach your arms up. Breathing in still, exhale to fold down over the legs. Come into a forward fold. On your next inhale, lengthen out, hands on the shins. Plant the hands down, exhale, step back to plank. Shoulders over the wrists, reach the heels further back behind you. Engage through the legs, the arms, the shoulders. The entire body is working here. Send the hips back, downward facing dog. Drop the knees down, come back to a kneeling position. I'm once again just turning so you can see better. Shoulders over top of the hips, hips over the knees. Bring your fingers to your ears. And we're going to bring opposite elbow to opposite knee. So right elbow towards left knee. Lifting the knee up off of the ground. This is very challenging for your balance. So try to find somewhere to look at to hold your gaze. This is called the drishti. So finding some steadiness as we come into this movement. Right elbow towards left knee. Bring the knee back down. Left elbow towards right knee. Bring the knee back down. Come through center. Back to the first side, right elbow, left knee. Bring the knee down, back through center. Left elbow, right knee. Come back through center. Go at your own pace, but move with as much control as you can. Let's do one more on each side. Good. Make your way back to tabletop. Reach your right leg back, left arm out in front. Inhale here. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend long. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, hand and knee come down. Left leg back, right arm out in front. Inhale here. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, reach out long. Exhale, crunch it in, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend long. Exhale, together. Inhale, long, lengthen out. Exhale, together. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hand and knee down. Come into downward facing dog. Take the hips up and back. Fingers are spread nice and far apart. Gaze back towards your feet at the back of your mat. Take a couple of breaths here in your downward facing dog before we move on. Good, look forward, inhale, top of your mat on your exhale, make your way there. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthening out through the spine. Exhale to fold down over the legs. Inhale, reach up, get tall, take up space. Exhale, fold down over the legs. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen out. Exhale, plant the hands down, step back to plank. Hold in plank for one big full breath. Exhale, let the breath go. Come back to downward facing dog. Take a full round of breath in your downward facing dog. Drop down onto the knees, come back into a kneeling position. Shoulders over the hips, hips over the knees. We'll take the right foot out to the side. Just a small step right out to the side. Come onto the tippy toes of the right foot so the heel is lifted. Bring your fingers to your ears. We're going to bring the right elbow towards the right knee. Come back to center and continue like this, moving slowly and with control. Once you feel comfortable with the movement, and if you would like to, you can pick up the pace. But make sure you are able to maintain a nice, steady, smooth rhythm with your breath. A little bit longer here. One more. Good, let's take it over to the other side. So the left foot will step out. Just a small step right out to the left side, coming onto the tippy toes of the left foot. So the heel is lifted. Now we're bringing the left elbow towards the left knee. Maybe they touch, maybe not. Either way is fine. Come back to center, shoulders over hips once again. And left elbow to the left knee. Maybe they touch, maybe not. Go at your own pace once you feel comfortable with the movement. But at first, make sure you're able to move with lots of control and that you feel comfortable with this movement. Also, make sure that you're able to maintain that nice, easy rhythm with your breath. We'll do a few more. Good, come back to center, back to kneeling. Come into your tabletop from here, hands and knees. Extend your right leg back, tuck your toes under, toes are on your mat. Start to look over your right shoulder towards your right foot. And then come back through center, look over your left shoulder towards your right foot. Back to center, left leg will extend back, tuck the toes under, look over your left shoulder towards your left foot. Back through center, look over your right shoulder towards your left foot. Back through center, come into your tabletop. Tuck your toes under, fingers are spread nice and far apart. Lift your knees up just to a hover. Bring your right knee to your right elbow, and then the left elbow. Back to center, right foot down. Left knee to left elbow, then the right elbow. Back to center, back down. Right knee, right elbow, left elbow. Back down, hovering tabletop. left knee, left elbow, right elbow, back down. Continue just like this for a few more rounds. Let's do one more on each side. Last one here on the left. Lower down onto your knees. Take a quick child's pose. Rest the forehead down onto the mat if it reaches, and if it doesn't, you can keep it lifted. Find a place, find a position where you can rest. Take one more breath. Come up onto hands and knees. Fingers spread nice and far apart. Tuck those toes under. Lift your knees up just to a hover. We'll hold here for about 5 big, deep breaths. Make sure that each breath is complete. Nice full breaths in and out through the nose or the mouth if that feels better for you. Last breath here. Set the knees down, make your way towards the back of your mat so you have more space to the front. Hips will stay over the knees. Walk your hands out in front towards the top 2 corners of your mat. Melt your heart down to the mat. You can rest your forehead down on the mat if it reaches. Otherwise, you can keep it lifted. The arms are extended out long. Elbows and forearms are off of the mat here. Make any adjustments, make any movements that you need to, and then fully settle in to the pose. Take one more breath. Walk your hands now in towards your body. Set your hips back onto your heels, coming into a child's pose. Arms stretch out in front of you. Forehead comes down to the mat. Take one big breath here. Exhale, let that breath go. Walk your hands over towards the left-hand side, as far to the left as you like. If you're looking for more of a stretch, you can bring the right hand over top of the left hand. Just one more breath here in this side body stretch. Walk your hands back to center, traditional child's pose, and then over to the right hand side. Stay here, or if you're looking for more sensation or more of a stretch, you can place the left hand over the right hand and still work towards getting the forehead closer towards the ground. Maybe it touches, maybe not. Stay here and breathe. Walk your hands back to center. Traditional child's pose. Stay here for a couple more breaths. Resting the forehead down onto the mat, or maybe you use a block or a book or something else. Settle the hips down towards the heels a little bit further. Walk your hands towards your knees. Come up with a nice, tall, strong spine. Bring your hands onto your lap. Close your eyes and take one big breath here. You can also keep your eyes open if you prefer. One more big breath, just like that. Come all the way down onto your back. Coming right into Shavasana from here, our final pose of class. For Shavasana, you can have the knees bent, soles of the feet on the mat, knees up to the ceiling, or you can extend the legs long. You can also lie down onto one side, right or left, if that feels good. And you can also take Shavasana lying on your belly, resting one cheek down on the mat, or maybe stacking one hand over the other, resting your head down onto your hands. Take some time here to select a position for Shavasana that will feel really good for you and your body right now. Make any adjustments or movements that you need to in order to settle in and get comfortable. Notice how your body is feeling. Any sensations, perhaps areas of stiffness, soreness, achiness, tension in the body, or tightness. Simply observe. Become aware of these areas, these sensations, without judging anything as good or bad or right or wrong. And can you allow it to simply be what it is? Allow your entire body to rest. take this opportunity as well for the mind to rest. Knowing that there's nothing that you need to do right now. I invite you and I encourage you to stay resting here for as long as you would like. Thank you so very much for sharing your practice with me. If you enjoyed this class and if you don't want to miss any of my upcoming classes, you can subscribe to my channel. I would also really appreciate it if you gave this video a like and if you leave a comment in the comment section of this video. I always love hearing from you. Thank you for your support. I hope you have a wonderful day. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Namaste.